Good morning. How we doing? So in today's show, we're going to talk about we don't always win and how to handle that. Okay, embracing that, learning that, taking that, and moving it forwards. Okay, let's get into it. So welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I'm your host, James Boardman. If you are coming through, if you do watch this, then please do hit the love heart button. It allows me to see who's watching, to see who's committed to getting up in the morning. And if you are watching, as also in the comments, put down the bottom below whether you struggle when you don't feel like you're winning. Okay, so what are the things that you go through when you're not winning? What are those emotions that you go through? Do you struggle to deal with it, or do you cope with it quite well? And then obviously please share with anyone that is joining us. Right, so before we get into this, because we've got some good content today, we are opening up the waiting list, not actually open, but the waiting list for our next 90-day elite movement. So if you feel like over 3 months you'd like to work with me, my team and my community, and you'd like to join it and you'd like to learn an awful lot of content, an awful lot of way of living in terms to improve yourself and your health, your relationships, your personal development, your career, you want to move forwards in your career, you want to move forwards with your health, you want to move forwards with having a strong mindset. If those are the things that you're thinking about trying to improve right now and working on yourself, then join the waiting list. All right, the link is on this page. If you're on the waiting list, then you're going to qualify for obviously a discount and all of the bonuses that come with that. So get yourself on that for when we do eventually open the doors and launch. All right, guys, you can do that. That's a bit of call to action, instead of just dwelling and thinking about changing. So let's talk about not always winning. You know, one of the places I learned about this most was in the military, and I learned very quickly within my first 32 weeks of Royal Marine training that you can't win all the time. And I remember one specific time. It was in week 5. Might even been week 3. I don't know. So long ago. Anyway, it's the first time we went to the Rangers, and I felt like I was doing quite well in training, in the military training. You know, I was putting myself on the line quite a lot. And I remember us going to the Rangers, and the first time we got to shoot, and I was doing really well on the simulator. And then we went down to the live range, and it just wasn't happening. And I was getting more and more frustrated, as were the training team. And I come back, and I think it was probably my first experience of recognising that I hadn't won. Like before, I wasn't very conscious about whether I was winning or losing really in life. I just was slugging it out. And I remember coming back, and I was feeling proper sorry for myself in the shower. And I remember training teams like taking the mick out of me, going, "Guys, proper got a sad on, he's probably feeling sorry for himself." I was walking around moping for days, and it really taught me a couple of valuable lessons, and that is that you can't win all of the time. You know, when I think about that particular moment as a young 23, 24-year-old, fast forward 20 years to being like 43 and a half now, I have lost plenty of times, plenty, and I have come to the realization that we are not always going to win in life. One of our military sayings, you take the good with the bad. Okay, so 1 minute life in the military could be unbelievable. Life could be really good. You could be living the dream. You could be on a tour somewhere, and you could be like literally living the dream. The next minute, you could be walking through Dartmoor, and it's pouring down with rain, wind blowing in your face, and you think, what am I doing here? And that is a really realistic understanding about how life works, right? There's the good, and then there's the bad. But the problem is how we handle the bad always ends up affecting our future, ends up affecting our next day, right? And we end up falling off the ball slightly. So the victim mentality, the pity party, the destroyed expectations, the overthinking, the overwhelm, for me, I think part of the thing that I try to teach a lot of my lads when they come through, a lot of my students, is that actually acceptance that you are not always going to win is going to take off a whole heap of pressure. Like, there are certain aspects of my life going on right now where I don't feel like we're winning at all. But what I do accept is that it's part and parcel of character building, it's part and parcel of life, it's part and parcel of the process. Do you know what I mean? Like, one year you could be winning, the next year you could not be. But but I know some people are going to ask me this question: is what happens when you're never winning? And I think whenever we feel like the whole world is against us and everything is against us, I think the only way out of that is to look at this as a micro level. You've got to get your state of mind, which is all a state of mind that you're going through, into a winning mentality. So instead of looking at those huge wins to get you bouncing back, you've got to look at those very small, tiny, micro 1% wins. And they are what get you through. They are what break you through to then building up what I would call the win train, the momentum train. So if you kind of feel like, my God, it's a loss, it's just not going my way, this is not the way I want it to go, blah, 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 blah. So we then end up shifting it with the small win mentality, the momentum train, the win train. Then we look at perspective and acceptance. So, okay, let's look at a bigger picture. Am I really losing, or am I just having a hard time? Do you know what I mean? So really losing is losing someone you love, is being told you've got 3 months to live, is seeing soldiers mount up on the beach, invading our country. So then suddenly we're in a state of mind where we go, right, I'm not actually really struggling like some people are, but I'm just going through a bad time. It's a rough spell. But those rough spells are what create us. I certainly look back and look at all of the failures, all of the punches in the face, all of the times I've been winded in life, and just go, right, yeah, that created a much stronger character, that created a much stronger mental resilience, that created a much stronger mindset. And I think when I look at the work that I do with my lads, that's what we're preparing lads for. Okay, we're teaching lads how to win. We're teaching lads how to give them the best chance to stay away from that chaos and that victim mentality. We're teaching lads to be able to flip their mentality so that actually we can turn a negative into an opportunity. We're trying to build up lads to have that mental resilience to life, and that's what we're trying to do, right? That's the whole mission of the elite movement that we do, of the programs that we do, of the brotherhood. And those lads will all go through losses just like me. All those lads won't win every single day just like me, just like you. But the difference between those lads and me is that we have the tools, the community and accountability to bounce back. And my question and challenge to a lot of people is, how do you get yourself back? And a lot of people don't. They stay in that groundhog, zombie-like victim mentality. And that becomes a real stress place, a place of stress, a place of frustration. And it becomes a place of frustration for me, because we know that we are literally helping lots and lots and lots of people. So my frustration is, how do I help? How do I show people? How do I convince people that there is a better way of living? That actually one bad loss doesn't mean one bad week. One bad week doesn't mean one bad month. Do you know what I mean? It's that you wake up the next day and we build the state of mind so much so that we forget everything that's happened and all the losses and the way it didn't work out for you. But in fact, we focus on the mission, what we're trying to achieve in the bigger picture, what the overall outcome is going to be. Because if you had a 10-year mission, if you had a 10-year vision that you were working towards, and then we're trying to achieve what we want to achieve in 1 year, and we're trying to achieve what we want to achieve in a quarter, so we know what we want to achieve by the end of the week. One bad day is not really even going to dent all of that, but many guys allow it to, right? It becomes the focus point of everyday life. I'm negative, it's not working, I'm not doing this, I'm that, and then you beat yourself up, and then it's the cycle of chaos loop, and you're just going round and round in circles. Do you know what I mean? So, to summarise, you're not going to win every day. Every day is not going to be perfect. And it doesn't matter what you see on social media or what other coaches are saying or what it looks like other people are living their lives. They're not. It's rubbish. I can guarantee you it's rubbish. All the coaches and everyone that you see, you think they've got it squared away, will be going through something or having a bad day or something won't be going right for them. And there's no two ways about it. Okay, you can either like, don't believe the hype of social media. Don't believe the hype of what your friends and what other people are telling you. And you think, oh, why am I the only one that seems to be losing, guys? Why am I the only one that's... I guarantee you there's a lot more. I can guarantee you. All right? So listen, have an amazing week. Go into the week strong, mentally, emotionally, physically. Do what you said you were going to do. And then if you need that accountability, if you need that community, if you need education, if you need to be around people that are going to lift you, go and put yourself on the waiting list right now. And when we do open, okay, and when we do open, you'll have that opportunity to be able to come on board and come and join the community and come and join us and change the way that you're thinking, acting, moving, and it'll be a game changer. All right? Have a good day.